Alright, let's talk about something that's been blowing up the box office: Spider-Man, Brand New Day. But before we dive into the numbers, let me just say this. Personally, I think this movie's success isn't just about Spider-Man swinging through skyscrapers. It's about something deeper, something that's resonating with audiences in a way that's both surprising and kind of profound. So, here's the deal. The film just raked in a staggering $927 million globally in its opening weekend, making it the second biggest debut in history. That's insane, right? But what makes this really interesting is why it's hitting so hard. First off, let's talk about the themes. This isn't your typical superhero flick where the stakes are just save the world. No, this movie dives into Peter Parker's loneliness and his struggle for human connection in a world that's literally forgotten his Spider-Man. From my perspective, this is where the film shines. In a post-pandemic world, where isolation and mental health are front and center, especially for Gen Z, this story feels incredibly timely. Greg Durkin from Enact Insight nailed it when he said the movie touches on a friendship crisis among young people. I mean, think about it, how many of us have felt forgotten or disconnected in the past few years? This movie isn't just entertaining, it's therapeutic. Now, let's talk about the numbers, because they're wild. Domestically, it made $355 million, just shy of Avengers: Endgame's record. Internationally, it brought in $572 million, with China leading the charge at $121 million. But here's the thing. These numbers aren't just impressive, they're a statement. Marvel Studios now holds the top 4 biggest global openings of all time. That's dominance. But what many people don't realize is that this success comes at a time when the superhero genre is showing signs of fatigue. Audiences are getting picky, yet Spider-Man keeps breaking records. Why? Because, in my opinion, Spider-Man is more than a superhero, he's a relatable everyman. He's Peter Parker, the guy who's just trying to make it through the day, and that's something everyone can connect with. Another detail I find fascinating is the synergy between Brand New Day and The Odyssey. Both films feature Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jon Bernthal, and their combined release created the biggest domestic weekend in movie history. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just luck, it's strategic brilliance. Audiences were already in theaters for The Odyssey, and the trailers for Brand New Day were right there, teasing them. It's like Marvel and Sony said, let's not just release a movie, let's create an event. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Despite this massive success, the overall 2026 domestic box office is still below pre-pandemic levels. Year-to-date receipts are up 10% from last year, but they're 16% below 2019. So, what does this mean? To me, it suggests that while big franchises like Spider-Man can still draw massive crowds, the industry as a whole is still recovering. It raises a deeper question. Are we seeing a shift in what audiences want, or is this just a temporary blip? One thing that immediately stands out is Tom Rothman's take on the film. He called it fundamentally a movie about friendship, about the balm of connection. And I think he's spot on. This movie isn't just about saving the day, it's about finding your people in a world that feels increasingly disconnected. That's a message that transcends age, culture, and even genre fatigue. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think Spider-Man, Brand New Day is more than just a box office juggernaut. It's a cultural moment, a reflection of where we are as a society. It's about loneliness, connection, and the resilience of the human spirit. And if you ask me, that's why it's resonating so deeply. What this really suggests is that, even in a crowded market, stories that tap into universal truths will always find an audience. So, here's my closing thought. As we move forward, I'm curious to see if other filmmakers will take a cue from this and lean into those deeper themes. Because, at the end of the day, it's not just about the spectacle, it's about the soul of the story. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.